Hi, this is Beverly Woolf. I'm a professor in the College of Information and Computer Science at the University of Massachusetts. I'm going to talk about AI and the future of work. This is actually a story about Jorge. Jorge is a regular, ordinary manufacturing worker, one of 13 million. However, Jorge is not trained for this workplace. There are 2.4 million jobs that will be unfilled in manufacturing alone due to the workers' lack of skills, which is a glaring skills gap. Number of openings and number of hires. And of course, coronavirus has exacerbated the situation. 20 million people receive unemployment. As the US economy reopens, a wave of job seeking, never seen since World War II, is going to take place. However, a person like Jorge doesn't know how to engage with robotics or electronic interfaces or smart workstations or connected factories. He or she has to learn new skills and knowledge not taught in schools today. We therefore first tried to understand the users. And we did this by interviewing 350 workers and employers, learned their skills and their beliefs and their preferences and their pain points, and identify how to incorporate pride and worker control into the jobs. And we worked with hundreds of workers and employers. Most were seeking jobs. The average age was 47. There were whites, Hispanics, and Blacks, and it was mostly females. They said they prefer to be valued, to be treated equally, to have good safety practices over about 15 features that they were given. They know they should study active learning and critical thinking. And they know it's important to improve their digital skills and to train. And they would like training to be part of a career counseling. They also prefer the online training, and they prefer part-time to anything full-time or away from home. And an interesting one is they were asked whether they would like to take a higher wage job that is replaced by automation, or would they prefer a lower wage job that is not replaced by automation? And they preferred the lower wage job. So moving on, we saw that things that are needed is job matching. You have to take hundreds and thousands of job applications and match them with jobs given the specifications of the training a person has had, the experience a person has had, and see where the best match is, and the constraints, like won't work evenings or will work something else. So, and then continuous training that is on the site. They have to be able to handle the new machinery. And we have to do career path planning. What if they want a future job? What is required in terms of new training or experience? So I'm going to describe these two, actually, just this one and that one, to help workers find jobs, personalize the training, and help them plan careers. So for continuous training and what Jorge needs, he needs immediate answers to questions. So if he's at a platform and there's an interface, what to do if the interface needs to be restarted, if the robot makes some mistakes. What is the current training? Current training involves lectures. If you were to get training, it was and 6 months before or a year before, but it's probably not about the actual hardware and software that's in the factory. And some workers are not experienced even with technology, do not use laptops, nor computers, nor smartphones. So we have designed training that is consistent with Stanley Black & Decker robot. This is the robot. And previously a tool was put in a lathe and worked. However, that's a very dangerous and very dirty job. Now a robot does it and deposits the workpiece here. Well, what if the robot moves it in the wrong place? What if it starts having vibrations? What if it stops? What is this worker supposed to do? So we created a mobile interface where there's a menu of options for the operator so that he can be trained on what to do when this robot misbehaves, and what is the simulation of anonymous robot behavior. And so this system uses AI to track the behavior of the worker and the predicted behavior of the robot. What we're exploring is, can we use technology to be the teacher as opposed to another human? You can always bring another human over, but then you're taking that person away from their workstation. And this statement actually was made by a Stanley Black & Decker executive. So another system that we have designed is a stamping tutor, where it's an animation. This goes up and down, and this stamping tool will create a flat strip like this with a small hole and a slot here. And so the student is allowed to take out these pieces in order to figure out what new piece would be created by the stamping tutor. And these are all some of the features that can be used. And similarly, an injection molding tutor demonstrates how pellets are fed from a hopper to the barrel, and then you eject this kind of piece. And the student can play with different designs for doing this. So we're working on that, on AI-based training, and training materials focused on the worker's skill and behavior. And as the worker becomes more experienced, they begin to monitor the robot productivity and how can they ask questions of the robot situation, how can they get responses, and how can their answer contribute to the known incidents that might happen with this robot for that factory. The second system I'm going to talk about, the last one, career path planning. So this is a case where a person has a job, has 40,000, is earning 40,000 K, or maybe doesn't, but identifies the target job. This person wants to work with a CNC machine technician, wants to be a machine technician. CNC is a very expensive piece of equipment that takes a lot of training and can break down easily. And this job would be 90,000 K as opposed, so it would be a change of 320 K over total earnings. So what would be needed? We use, again, hundreds of thousands of listings of people's jobs and of training that's required and of experience that's required to match this person. And what we see is that first they might need just the CNC operation certificate, which you can get part-time, and we show them where. And what's the intermediate job might be a machine operator. It goes up now to 50,000 a year. And then maybe he needs an engineering degree from community college. So each of these responses planning is done individually for a person based on their training and based on looking at hundreds of thousands of other jobs and other people's activities. So we've got continuous training, career path planning, and job matching, which I did not describe to you, but it involves, again, looking at this person's resume and matching it with jobs nearby or constraints that this person has. So we're working with Jorge and moving forward together and getting him trained for the new workplace. Thank you.